dermatologist and cosmetic doctor of the Hogarth Mary Spa in West London, the founder of the Melanoma Mobile Mole Clinic franchise, and you are watching the 6th episode of the Clinic Drive series. And I promise you, if you keep watching the next couple of minutes, you will never ever miss washing your hands again. Let me start with a story. I'm graduated from the Semmelweis Medical University at Budapest, and the medical school is named after Ignaz Semmelweis, who is also known as the savior of mothers, because he discovered that the incidence of the deadly childbed fever can be cut significantly by simple hand washing in obstetrical clinics, where Dr. Schwartz had 3 times the mortality of midwives' wards. He proposed the practice of washing hands by chlorinated lime solutions. And listen now. In spite of various publications of results, his ideas were rejected by the medical community because the doctors felt offended at the suggestions they should wash their hands, and they committed him into an insane asylum where he finally died. His ideas gained widespread recognition only years after his death, when Louis Pasteur confirmed the germ theory. And all this happened 150 years ago, and by now it's a well-known fact that indeed washing hands can drastically reduce the spread of disease. Let's have a look on another interesting study done by the biology department of the Metropolitan University of London, and they found 121 different bacteria and mold on the London Underground network, and 9 among them is the dangerous antibiotic resistant bacteria that the World Health Organization released a warning about them earlier this year. And interestingly, Victoria line was found to be the dirtiest. And this is an interesting fact, especially if we are aware of that only less than 67% of people has any kind of hand hygiene, which is most of the time inappropriate. Why practicing proper hand hygiene is so important? Because 80% of communicable diseases spread by touch. Touch primarily refers to the touching of food or the touching of someone's own mouth, nose or eyes, and less the person-to-person contact. Touching the food with contaminated hands spreads foodborne illnesses like diarrhea, which is the second most common cause of childhood death. With simple hand washing, the diarrhea rate can be reduced by 40%. But what is the number 1 cause of childhood death? This is pneumonia. And touching the face with contaminated hands spreads pneumonia and spreads other illnesses like flu or cold or viral skin infections that I see quite frequently in my dermatology practice. And washing the hands can reduce respiratory infections by 20%. What is the most critical time for washing hands? It is before preparing food and after going to the bathroom. And according to studies, only less than 20% of people wash their hands before preparing or touching food, and less than 75% of women and 50% of men wash their hands after going to the bathroom. Do you have the experience when you go to a public toilet and someone is coming in, finishes their job and leave without washing their hands? And there is one thing that I'm quite aware of, and many lay people don't know about, is in my dermatology practice I see quite a few people with nasty genital viral infections, and I'm not sure about that these people, because of these infections, they have a very good hand hygiene, and I can imagine these people traveling around on the tube, for example, touching things and spreading their blessings, and we, the rest of the people, touching the same things and then touching our face, shaking hands, and it's gone on and on like this. For this reason, for example, in my facial aesthetic practice, I introduced that before any procedure, I spray a hand disinfectant on the palms of my patients and ask them to wash their hands, because I'm sure they are gonna touch their face during or after the procedure, and I don't know for sure what they are carrying on their palms, and I don't want to deal with any nasty infections, so it's much better to prevent it. How to do it well? The recommended hand washing time is 15 seconds. The ideal would be 30 seconds. And most of us wash our hands for less than 10 seconds. The dirtiest parts of our hands are the fingertips and under the nails, so we should wash these areas the most. And also we should dry our hands afterwards, because damp hands spreads bacteria 1,000 times more likely. And we should use disposable paper towels, and don't use reusable cloth towels, because though they are harboring millions of bacteria. And why this hand washing is so important beyond these obvious health related consequences, because it's cost the economy a lot of money. So hand washing campaigns reduced the number of sick leaves, absences and lost productivity, which cost a lot of money to the economy. So wash your hands. That's it for now. Thank you for watching, and see you at the next episode. Cheers.